10 different things that I discovered when I started a podcast. I've been really looking forward to sharing this with you because if you're in a position where you're thinking about starting a podcast, but maybe you don't quite know what it's going to be like after you start and you want to hear from someone who's recorded, I'm not kidding, over 1,000 podcast episodes in the last 4 years, then you come to the right place. I'm going to share all of this with you. If you don't know me, then my name is Simon. You probably don't know me because right now I'm exercising the habit of uploading 10 different videos to YouTube before I then pull them all down, which sounds a bit crazy, I know. But what I'm trying to do is to get to the stage where recording videos, editing them and uploading them to YouTube is second nature. And I don't even think about it. And so the only way I can get there is just by recording 10 and not caring really about what they're like. So remarkable if you're here watching this video. But it's not going to be up for long. As soon as I get to 10, it all comes down. Let's look at 10 different things that I discovered when I was starting a podcast. Number one, after I started to tell people what I do for a living, it's really interesting for those people to hear what you do. If you sit down at a dinner party or if you're on a plane and you're talking to somebody, and if you ask them what they do, then I'm not saying that being an accountant is boring at all, but there are a lot of accountants. If you're in law, then okay. If you work in engineering or something like that, people go, oh, okay, that's interesting. And it's mildly interesting. But when you say to people, I'm in podcasting, then they go, oh, that's interesting. And it's really interesting, that reaction that you get from people. Now, I'm not saying that you should start a podcast so that you get that reaction. That would be quite egotistical. It's not all about you. You're speaking to other people on a podcast, and actually it's all about them. But it is quite nice when you make a little bit of somebody's day just by explaining to them what you do. And if you say that you do a podcast, then yeah, they tend to like it, which is good. It's a nice conversation starter. Let's put it that way. Secondly, you get to have some amazing conversations with different people all around the world. I've done podcast recordings with people who are 5 years old, and I've done some, in fact, yesterday, where are we now? Yesterday, I did one with a man who was 90, he's nearly 91 years old. In 2 weeks' time, he said he's going to be 91 years old. That was incredible. The fact that he could rock up and record a podcast was just awesome on its own. We were in different places, in different countries, actually, but that makes no difference when you're online. He joined Riverside. We spoke online for half an hour. We had a fantastic conversation. And yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing that once it's been edited. So you do get these amazing conversations with loads of different people. Probably one of the most amazing recordings I've ever done was with someone who, she started a private school in the centre of London. And she did this because she didn't think that the schools in the area where she lived were very good. And she had 4 children herself who were all very young. I think there was something like 2, 4, 6 and 8 or something like that. They were all under 10. And she thought that the schools weren't very good. So she decided she was going to start her own school. How you go about starting a school, I don't know. How you go about starting a school when you have 4 children, just unbelievable, absolutely incredible. So the more conversations you have with people, the more you realize just how amazing people are all around the world, which is really, really good. Number 3, you can be anywhere in the world, in this wonderful world of the internet. You can record podcast content online. I use Riverside. You could use whoever you want to, of course. I highly recommend Riverside. I'm not connected to them at all. There's no affiliate link. They don't even know who I am. But you can be anywhere in the world when you do them, which is great because it means that you're not tied to any desk job. You're not tied to any country. You're not even tied to a continent. In fact, today I'm coming to you from Dubai. Tomorrow morning, I'm jumping on a plane, flying to Vietnam. So if you are watching this video number 3, you'll notice that video number 4 tomorrow is going to be from some hotel in Vietnam. You can travel and you can carry on working and you can carry on working and you can travel. And that is an amazing quality of life, which I would absolutely recommend to a lot of people. Number 4, ums and ers and little stumbles like this are actually totally okay. When you're talking to people, you'll notice that people do say and just a little bit more than they realize that they're doing it. Sometimes they'll trip up over their words. I've done it a couple of times in this video. And that's when they stop their sentence like that. They might stutter a little bit. They might change their tack a little bit. But you know what? It's totally fine. That's number 4. Number 5, that said, the more episodes you record, the fewer ums and ers and stumbles you actually do if you're the presenter. It doesn't change the audience at all. And you'll find that you continue to say and a little bit. If you're an ummer or an a little bit already, you'll just be more conscious of it. So you'll find ways, just the more you do it, the more episodes you record, the greater the chance you'll find new ways of not including those ums and ers. And you there you are. And you're much more aware of them, and you find ways of just not including them in conversation. So you do get better at not saying them. Number 6, the microphone that you have does not matter. I'm using a Samson Q2U. I've been using this microphone since the day I started doing podcasting. I've got another microphone here, which is just like a Rode thing. It's on a stick, which is wireless, which is great. I've got DJI microphones here if I want to go wireless. So they're great. You can clip them on. Hey, I haven't even got it. My iPhone. Your iPhone, if you have an iPhone or any kind of Samsung I'm not a Samsung person. I don't even know what they're called. Samsung Galaxy S24. I see people like MKBHD reviewing the S24. Get back on track, Simon. It doesn't actually matter what you have. The quality will always be okay because these microphones are great. These are great. Your iPhone is great. These are great, so long as they are quite close to your mouth. Sometimes people clip them on here. That can be all right. You can clean up that audio. But even there, where people are listening to a video and you've got a microphone clipped on there, if they're comparing it to something like this, if you're jumping from this to this to this to this, my last video explains all of this, then you can really tell the difference. But if you're not doing that, then people don't actually notice at all. You can clean up a lot of things in post-production anyway. Therefore, the microphone that you have does not matter at all. Number 7, most guests are nervous when they come onto a podcast. Chances are they've never actually done one of these before. And I've realized that I'm talking very, very fast, so I should probably slow that down. Don't even know how long I've been talking for. Let's have a quick look. 10 minutes. So most guests are nervous when they come onto a podcast to do a recording. I'm a little bit nervous right now. That's why I'm talking so fast. I'm going to try to slow down and speak a little bit more at this speed. Actually, if you are watching this, I'd love to know if you're finding this easier to watch, if you've managed to get this far through this video, if I'm speaking at this kind of speed, instead of speaking at the kind of speed that I was talking at when I'm talking about people being nervous. They come onto a podcast episode, they are nervous at the time of coming on, and you'll find that they'll often tell you that as well, because they're very conscious of it. Most people, when they come onto a podcast, they've never done it before. So always try to bear that in mind. Even if you've now done like 50 podcasts yourself, then the people that you talk to, it may well be their number one. Number 8, that said, people always enjoy it. They get to the end of the whole thing and they'll usually say to me something like, Simon, I was nervous at the start, but actually I really enjoyed it. And they find that they just settle into the conversation and it's all totally good. I got 2 left. Number 9, editing a podcast is strangely therapeutic. If you're having a busy day and you just want to tune out for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, maybe an hour, then edit a podcast and you can just go through the whole thing. You're listening to that conversation again. You're not participating in the conversation, so you're not having to think about all of those things that you normally think about when you're talking to someone. How do I sound? Will they understand what I'm saying? Am I listening to them talking right now? You can just listen to them freely. And usually if I'm editing a podcast that I've been presenting, I find that there are things that I hear from the guest that I didn't hear at the time on the recording. And I'm thinking, I could have asked a question about that, but I didn't even notice. The reason I didn't notice was because I was thinking about the next question I was going to ask. It's a bit ironic, isn't it? But when you're editing a podcast, you'll probably find it's quite therapeutic. And lastly, this is a bit of a negative actually to end on, but over editing is painful. If you over edit and if you want to take out every and then it will be painful for people to listen to because they'll be able to tell that it's been edited. There are some times where people speak and they give a great big sort of and then they carry on talking. That's easy to there to there, cut, delete, and it's gone. And they'll be thankful that you've taken it out. But if they say an in the middle of a sentence, which is just the way that I've done it there, if you cut that out, then you can tell it's just like a really horrible in the sound. And if you're listening to it, then it's not very pleasant at all. Editing should always be done in a way where the listener can't actually tell that it's been edited. but they enjoy it nonetheless. I'm Simon. Thank you for watching this video. You're probably not here. The only person watching this will be myself reviewing it. I'm going to be reviewing this one quite harshly as well because I have spoken way too quickly. And I think it's probably because I've over-prepared, which is a bit ironic as well. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Bye for now.